to another episode of Outcasts at Icons. Now, in the last episode, we played in the Cup, in the third round against PS44, and we won our first ever competitive match in charge, albeit against a lower division team, but it was just nice to get it over the line. Now, I figured that it wasn't going to take that long to get to the next game, but in fact, there was 3 more Cup games in between there, and I was thinking about maybe doing the VPS one, but I decided to just skip. We're just going to do the first game of the season, but this means I know now for future seasons that obviously the Cup goes on for quite a long time before the league even starts, basically. So that's kind of interesting. Now, also, it's the first chance I've actually had to record since everything's gone out, the series started. Massive thank you to everyone for the support on the new series. It's been awesome. Genuinely has. I just hope I can make it as good as you'd think. You know how it is when you first start a new save. Sometimes it takes a little while to get to grips, particularly when it's not a club you're familiar with. It can take a little while, but I think we're starting to get that now. I think once we start getting a couple of wins under our belt, and hopefully when the league starts going okay, we should be able to find ourselves in a slightly more comfortable position as we start to bring things forward. I've already had some issues with the squad. Like, there were a player that I'd never heard of who's in our under 18s claimed, and he wasn't even any good, like 1 star, claimed that he should be, and I say 1 star potential, not 1 star current ability, that he should be getting all this first team football. I said, be patient, wait your chance, because that usually works. Then he started a squad revolt. Then the squad came to me and said, oh, well, you need to be playing him more. And I said, I usually use the old, well, he'll take one of your positions. And they were just like, well, if you don't, you're going to lose him. I'm like, what? Okay. So then that upset 12 players. 12 players got pissed off at me because I wouldn't let some player who's nowhere near good enough for our first team play for us. That sort of stuff is still in the game, and it's very, very frustrating, but what can you do about it? Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about what's happened in the past few games. Now, it's actually been over a month, so actually it's quite a bit has happened. We played a couple of friendlies, of course. We lost against Atlantis, which is a bit of a shame. I've been trying some stuff out again. I've tried putting it on early crosses, basically, just to see if that would stop us from, it means we have less shots overall, but I'm finding we're scoring more and creating better chances. So it doesn't seem to work so much against some of the lower sides, but I don't know, it seems to be better. We played a friendly against VPS, as you can see here, and actually drew 1-1, which was quite impressive. Then we played against Punistus in the 4th round of the Cup, and as you can see, 12 shots, 8 of which were on target, and we scored 3 goals. Joni Kohonen, Johannes Herrala, and Jukka Halma with the penalty. They're making it a 3-0 win, and it's a good result. Lots of possession. We actually created 5 clear-cut chances in this game, I think, and that was, or was it 4? I can't remember, actually. Let's just take a quick gander. 4 clear-cut chances, 2 half chances. That makes me feel a bit better. And only 2 long shots being the crucial part of that, which seems to be the key for us. In our next match, well, we had a couple of friendlies, again, a 0-0 against BK. Then we had 2 successive 1-0 defeats, which was a little bit disappointing, but I feel that it might have been because my assistant who was in charge of the friendlies was rotating things. Then we had our next match against, who was this against? Tavarit in the 5th round of the Cup, and again, we came away with a good win, albeit only with 2 shots on target in the entire game, but Lucas dos Santos, Oliveira put both of them away, and maybe we got away with that one a little bit. Their system didn't seem to work that well for us, against us, or in terms of our favour, so we still managed to scrape through there and earn ourselves a slot in the 6th round of the Cup, which is the round before the quarter-final. We had another 1-0 defeat in a friendly, so that was poor, and I don't know why that suddenly changed. I guess it just because that early crossing strategy doesn't work so well against the tiny teams. It'd better to sort of break them down, but we'll have to sort of do a bit of both. But against the big teams, we played VPS in the Cup, and I think it worked fairly well. Like, we actually went into a 2-0 lead in this game. Lucas dos Santos Oliveira made it 1-0 before Joni Kohonen made it 2 on 50 minutes, and I was pretty confident at that point, but at that point it was as if VPS just flipped a switch. Because Honkanyemi got them back into the game almost immediately with a long strike. Samo Alanko with another long strike. Tony Bjork with another long strike. And suddenly, 3 long shots and we are 3-2 down. Disappointing. Before Eero Tamminen made it 4 and with a good header. And I couldn't believe that we'd gone from being 2-0 up against them. They are a top division side though, and one of the better sides in Finland. So I think we did well. And then we actually got on back through Amos Hekali in the 90th minute, or 89th minute. So a 4-3 defeat against them wasn't all that bad. I think that showed some strength for me, that we were capable of playing well. Unfortunately, we still have no match fitness, and I do not know why. I genuinely cannot figure it out with the amount of friendlies we're playing. Just players that have played in almost every friendly have still got like 60 odd match fitness. It doesn't make any sense to me. But here we go. We're on the first day of the season. We signed a couple more players, I think, on not trial. You get the trial day. I decided to go for it and just see who we could bring. Yeah, we actually brought in 5 players. Teemu Soni, not particularly good, but unfortunately I could only go on what my scout was saying. Hartikainen is at least a little bit better. Not too bad. Hursted, he looks really good. If his potential is anything to be believed, he looks like he could be a really solid player, and he's still only 19. I can't believe he got released. Axel Learnforce, again, similar, good, although look at some of the technicals, they are very, very poor, and I don't know why he's got such potential. Obviously, he's going to grow like crazy. Alexei Tarvonen is the last one, and again, not a bad player, so I think we've done okay bringing in some of these lads too, to try and boost us a little bit. And yeah, so I'm pretty pleased. They're all on like very little money. I think they're all on non-contracts actually, so that isn't bad at all. Let's just take a little look at the squad, since we have actually got something to talk about now. Top goal scorer is Dos Santos Oliveira. 3 and 4 isn't bad. Halma has 2, and Korhonen also has 2. As for assists, nobody's got more than 1 at the moment, which is a little bit suspect. Oliveira, Anyamele, and Halma have a man of the match award each. 3 yellow cards for Halma and 2 for Mitunen. Halma's actually suspended, I think, he would have been for the next round of the cup. No red cards yet, which is good. Average rating of a 7.65 for Korhonen is actually fairly solid. I'm pleased. Key aerial challenges, 5. Not bad. Key passes, 13. Oliveira clearly has some ability in that sort of area. Key tackles, we could probably do with a few more of them. Interceptions, 42. For Kuusiavi. Apologies, that's the toughest name that we've got in our team. As for value, Akali's the most valuable at 13.5 thousand. So 13.5 thousand? Who says that? So at the moment, it's a 10 team league. As you can see, AC Oulu have already won a game over FC IPA. And yeah, it's 27 matches. So again, we play each team 3 times, which I still don't understand how that's fair. It's really strange, because some teams get a massive bonus out of that because they get to play they get to play the team twice at home. But hey, what can you do? All we basically can do here is we're supposed to challenge for the title. Now, I'm very, very worried, because as much as we've shown good strength in the cup, and we were the last team from this division actually left in the cup, which was good. There was a couple of teams from lower divisions in it too, but we were the last team from the Ikonen still left in it, which was nice to see that we've still got that kind of potential. So I'm just worried. We've played well, and we've obviously won 3 cup games, and obviously put in a good shift against VPS. But my worry is that when we come to play in the league, that this system, it just isn't going to work or something, and it could end up being a horrible thing, because this is the year that really does matter. We can get sacked this season. It turned out we weren't actually being judged on our results last season at all. The board already expected us to go down, and as a result, they didn't even care. That was the thing. I looked at it, and the league objective, they said to stay up, but then it said you're not being judged on it. So I was like, fair enough. So let's get into this. Let's just do this. That's interesting, actually. That system is... It's hard, I haven't identified yet a sort of way, of what works well. But look at the condition at times of players. That's some of the issues as well. Like, the conditioning is terrible because the games come so thick and fast, basically, and it is problematic. We needed a big squad, and thankfully we do have one at least. But as you can see, it is certainly proving difficult. Games are very, very close together at times. So we're going to go with Rahimi, Kubena, Ahonen, Sama, Halma, Anyamele, Jovanen, Mitunen, Mononen, Heinenen, and Eriksson in goal. So not too bad. Got some reasonable quality to bring off the bench. We do have a striker there in Alexei Tarvonen, so albeit a youngster. I think an area that we might need to look into actually is some out-and-out strikers. If we can sign them on a free, I might consult with the free transfers. Maybe let my scouts go for a little bit longer first. But we're fluid a little bit more now. I've tried a few things. I did have it on hit early crosses, but I then turned it off. I've kind of experimented with a bit of both to see what kind of works. I'm tempted to put it back on today, and since we are we're the home team, we should be able to enforce ourselves a little bit more. We might even... we might have a little look for the overlap. We're supposed to be the home team. We're going to get into TPS in this game. It's all about us sort of imposing ourselves on it, I hope. I desperately, desperately hope. Because a defeat here against TPS could set us on a really bad road. If we can get that first league win under our belt in the very first game at home, I think that would do wonders for us, really. It doesn't help with that result against VPS. It's going to done a little bit harm on the confidence, but I still think we could take a lot of positives from it. 4-3 defeat against one of the better sides in the country, I don't think is a bad result. But hey, let's just see. We do look vulnerable from long shots, though, and I don't know what to do about that, really. Let's just see. We're the home team, so we would hope to try and impose ourselves on this game a little bit. But it's been difficult for us at times. We might turn off early crosses, depending on how things get... Oh, no, we've already got it off. We've already got it off, haven't we? We might turn it on. TPS have certainly started the better. They're getting a lot of possession, and that's disappointing because our system relies on us having lots of possession. In that case, we're starting to earn a little bit more of it back now, but they're getting a lot of ball. That's better. We've had a shot on target. That's always nice to see, but nothing really happening so far in this game. I wouldn't really settle for a draw. We might have to wait till half-time and try and work this out. Get our fair share of headers, we can get more crosses in. So maybe hitting early crosses won't be such a bad idea. Might turn that on for the second half, particularly if we were to concede here. Taylor and Helmer gets across. Ahonen does well. Lumps it long to nobody, though. That's the issue here. We're not getting out very well here. Mohanen. Hahanen. To nobody. Oh, come... Oh, what the hell? Oh, please don't get sent off in the first half. Is that a straight red card? No. Oh, for fuck's sake. It's bad enough that we've got nobody that's even fully match fit half the time now. Okay, well, we've got plenty of central midfielders, but unfortunately, we can't really do much there. The fact that we've got 3 players on bookings in the first half, I suppose that's the issue with being on get stuck in. I might just turn that off, actually, because at the moment, it's clearly not doing that great. I'm going to try hitting some early crosses, get some balls in the box, but we're down to 10 men now. This is going to be an absolute uphill battle. Puskari, ball in, cleared. Oh, come on, a penalty as well? Oh, dearie me. Okay. This is looking like another bloody write-off, isn't it? It's just... Why is my player still standing in the box there? All right. It looks like we're about to go a goal down at home, and this is just the worst possible start. We don't get penalties saved. They don't happen. Penalties don't get saved anymore. They just don't. Which is, gets beneficial both ways, but to lose at home on the opening day would be awful. And we've looked all right in pre-season, but I guess I should have seen the signs when we started dropping points. Not dropping points, but not looking so good in some of those friendlies. But in the Cup, we've been great. You know, albeit losing to a top-flight side in the end, but we were good. And maybe we do need to go back to the sort of tactic that we employed for that. But I just worry now that this is just going to turn into an absolute whitewash. As long as we don't get embarrassed here, I guess is the issue. What was that? Bear in mind, guys, we've got this on short passing. Just should point that out. Oh, goodness me. Taylor gets that clear. Let's go on counter. Because at the moment, we're not getting a lot of the ball. They've got an extra man. We're going to have to try and keep the scoreline down, as well as try to, we've got to make sure we're a big fish in this league. We need to make sure that we try to impose ourselves. But when you're down to 10 men, that becomes increasingly difficult. Perhaps a control rather than an attacking approach would be better. They've got 3 strikers on the pitch, which doesn't help either. But we just have nothing. I might even be tempted to drop one of our centre mids back into a defensive midfield role, but the problem is nothing I do will make a huge difference in this game because we're down to 10 men anyway. So that is going to be the key issue here. Right. I'm tempted to... Oh, we've only got... Actually, I might push him back there and make him a deep line playmaker. In fact, keep him slightly deeper, just to cover that up slightly. Move Kabina into the middle there, and just put Rahimi into a more central role rather than off to the side. Can we make any more changes? Who else can we even bring in? Herala, because he's on a booking and he's going to be doing a lot of tackling, it might be wise if we just get him off here. We're still only a goal down. It only takes a minute, but they do look on top of us now. Here we go. Javainen, Kubena, Javainen. That's not bad play. Anyamele, come on, you get a cross in. Javainen, now for the cross. Whipped in. Rahimi. Looked like he went through the back of him there, but we'll, I guess, have to let it go. At the moment, despite being down to 10 men, we are only behind because of a penalty. Hainen. Despite, we're not playing that well, it has to be said. Rahimi, go on, get that ball across the box. Back to We're certainly keeping a bit more possession now, surprisingly. Our possession stat has actually improved since we went down to 10. Rahimi through. Ahonen! Oh, what a block. What a save. Big chance there for us. That could have been the moment that we equalised here. But I guess that's showing me something. That we're actually capable of playing quite well. Still, even though we're down to 10 men. We're just not mustering many shots, and that's, I think, the issue. I might just, rarely put it on shoot on sight at the moment, because... just to get us a couple of shots in, maybe make the difference. We're so close, we're not that far out of this game, that's the issue. Ahanen's also on a booking, but he's a right-sided player. Do we have a right-sided? We do, actually. Matikainen can come on here for Ahonen. We just don't want to get another sending off. That's the last thing we need right now. Certainly it wouldn't be the ideal start to the season. Right. I'm going to put it on overload for this last 10. Just to try and... We're actually getting more possession than they do, despite the fact that we've got 10 men. That says a lot for me. And what changes have we made to enable that? That's my question. Is it the defensive midfielder, perhaps, that's making the difference there? Should we start playing him as a deep line playmaker from a slightly deeper role? Perhaps. It does look as though we're about to... Oh, hello. Kubina. Ball in. Cleared away. Matikainen. And your melee! Oh, saved! It's in the back of the net. Oh, my life. And now we contain. Now we contain. What a result that would be. A 1-1 draw with 10 men. That's not bad, actually. I'm wondering if the defensive midfielder change was what made the difference. Do you guys reckon that's what it was? Because we're down to 10 men, and that's a great hit. Good initial save, but he couldn't keep hold of it. And Monanen is actually the man that puts that over the line. We're just going to go contain to make sure that we earn the draw. I know that we should be winning this game, but, you know, you just got to take what you can get. That's a really well-earned point. If you look at the sort of context of that game, that is... Yeah, I agree, actually. Well done, guys, for actually fighting that one through. Silly move from Halmer getting himself sent off there, but well done earning that point. At least it's a point. It proves that we can at least mix it with these teams. Like, I'm just wondering, maybe the defensive midfielder is what we need in this system. Perhaps, you know, perhaps not. It's not packing the midfield per se, but it just gives us that little bit of extra protection that might be able to spring us some attacks a bit further forward. So that's something I might try for now, because that worked well. Even when we were down to 10 men, I felt that we were still threatening. So yeah, I'm tempted to go with that for a little while. So that's basically... That's not a bad start. I mean, I would like to have got the win, but when you go down to 10 men, to earn a draw from that position, they only scored with a penalty. You know, we could, on a different day, maybe we could have even won that game. So I'm confident. It feels better. Right, so let's take a look at the schedule. Of course, games come thick and fast now. So I've got to choose which ones to do very carefully. Now, it's the 27th of April at the moment. We've got 27 league matches, and I'm going to try and split it up into sort of 6 or 7 episodes, basically, because, you know, we do have a lot of time in the off-season. I need to give myself a chance to record it, basically. So we're going to do... I think 4 in between is a fair amount, I think. Yeah. So we'll do the TP47 game at home in between. Sorry, all the other games in between. So we've got MyPar, we've got JJK, we've got FC IPA, and PS Kemi. 3 of those are away games, so that's going to be a really tough run. If we can come through that with some points and maybe get our first win in the league, then that'd be just delightful. And yeah, so guys, if you like what you've seen, please do drop a like on the video, and if you'd like to even more than that, please do subscribe to my channel for more Red Star and Outcaster icons in your inbox every single day at 5:30 and 8 o'clock, and I will join you guys in the next episode for the game against TP47. Let's hope that we're actually in a confident league position by then. We'll try out that defensive midfielder. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.